guys, so yes, I'm back, and guess what I have? I got my first fan letter. I'm so excited. Been wanting to open this. I had it since yesterday, but I wanted to make sure because it was dark by the time I got it, and I just wanted to, make sure I could actually see it and record it during the day when I'm less tired. But I've been waiting all night, so I'm just gonna pop this baby open. Hopefully not ruin the contents inside. Yeah. It's just proud furry, Minty Coco. That's so sweet. Look at that. Yeah. That's the show. It says to Minty Coco. Hello. I'm one of your biggest fans. I follow you on TikTok. My name is Furry Flu Forever. I love your videos, especially the ones with Nada and your fursuit. Well, I hope you have a few. I have a few fan art for you, and I hope you like it. Triple X Furry Love Forever. A few questions. How did you become a furry? Why did you start TikTok? Where did you buy your fursuit? And the last one is, when was your first con you went to? Okay, and the very last, do you have any furry tips? P.S. One of the pictures are really big, so it's okay if it splits in half. Oh, and I hope you like the gift, huh? Thank you so much, Furry Flu Forever. This is really awesome. I'll go ahead and answer your questions in just a second, but I want to see what else is in here. Oh yeah, I better be careful. It looks like it may rip. Actually, may have already ripped. But, I'll be careful. Oh, I think it's stuck. There it goes. Oh, this is so cute, you guys. Look at it. Thank you. I'm gonna frame it. I gotta find a big enough frame. I love it so much. Thank you so much, Furry Flu. This is the best. Oh my gosh. I'm emotional. And I love this. I'm gonna put it. Actually, I'm gonna put this on my pin collection corkscrew. It's gonna be right there in the center. Everybody can see it. Take a picture and show everybody. Alright, so answer your question. Most likely all this is gonna have to go on YouTube. But yeah. So let me see. A few questions. How did I become a furry? So, Angel Berry Dragon actually did an interview with me about this stuff, but I'll be pretty brief about it. Basically, my husband, Chief Casey, was the one who got me into the fandom because he was looking into getting a fursuit. He'd been wanting one for several years, and I got very curious. So I went on eBay and I found Minty. I couldn't afford Minty, so I had to say goodbye. And then just before a brownie convention, he surprised me with Minty, and I got really happy, emotional, and it was really great. And that's pretty much how I became a furry. Just kind of stumbled into it head first, because why not? Okay, well, why did I start TikTok? Well, that's another funny story. I also answered that with Barry Angel Dragon's interview video. I pretty much started because, once again, Chief Casey was supporting Pixie Guy, and it was just kind of like, whole joke on the, subscribe to PewDiePie type of thing, but except for Pixie Guy. He's like, you should join TikTok and follow him too. And I was just like, I guess so, okay. And so I did. And I started making a few TikToks. I was like, yeah, it looks like fun. And why I stuck with it though was one day I had an idea, and I thought, I've seen some of those positive message videos, and I thought I should make one too, because people go through so much stuff in their life, and there's so much negativity in the world. I think something positive would really make somebody's day, anybody's day. So I thought I'd take the time to do that, and it just kind of blew up. People really respond well to positivity and love, so that was something that really kept me going, and because all you guys kept telling me that it's helped you, and it really means so much that I could help. I as somebody who really kind of relates to that kind of stuff, just wanting like to hear what you need to hear, it means everything. So I thought I'd spread that, and the fact that I could is just really wonderful. Let me see. Where did you buy your first suit? So yeah, like I said, eBay. But the person who made it is Aussie Studios. She happened to be selling it on eBay. But she does have a website. She does have an Instagram, Aussie Studios on Instagram. And she's also on Twitter. But yeah, I'm not sure if she's open for commissions currently. Right now when I'm recording this, it's towards the end of July. But I think she's opening up either next year or the very end of this year, around December. So we'll see. Let me see, what else did you ask? Oh, what was my first con I ever went to? Well, if you're talking about furry conventions, what was the first one we went to? What was it? Was it Annie? What was the first one we went to, honey?
The one down in North Carolina?
No, that's right. It was, Anthro Crossroads Northeast? Southeast? Something like that. They're a defunct con now, unfortunately. They were very small. But it was in North Carolina, and it was a really nice hotel. That's kind of why I'm a little sad that it didn't really take off too much. But there was nice people there, and we had a nice time. And then our first big one was at Anthro, New England, and that was really fun. As far as conventions ever, my first one was back in 2010 called Anime 5 Cities, which is also defunct. It was a very small con, only 100 people, because that's all they could fit in the building was 100 people max. They maxed out people that day. They weren't expecting such a huge turnout. It lasted for 3 years. Last year, they didn't do so well because they had a heat wave in a venue that they switched to. There was no AC. The space didn't let you. It was bad. But yeah, that was the first one I ever went to. And my first bigger con was Pacific Media Expo. I believe it's still going. I've heard it's not doing as well, but back in the day, that was one of my favorite smaller conventions. I really like big conventions. My first biggest convention I've ever gone to was Anime Expo 2011. And that was huge. At the time, I feel like it was like 40 to 50,000 people, and it still felt huge. Now it's like way big. The last time I went was like 80,000 people. I started feeling claustrophobic, and it's gotten even bigger. They need a bigger venue. But yeah, that's pretty much the first one I got into. I still really like some anime conventions. There's actually Otacon's happening this weekend, and I would have gone to that, but one, I'm going to BronyCon next weekend, so I don't want to spend $50 for a one-day ticket. Two, I got too much cosplay stuff to work on, so I kind of just don't have the time, sadly, but it's okay. I mean, there's always next year. It's kind of whatever. I've been going to a lot of cons, so I'm kind of wiped out anyway. Let's see. And do I have, the last question is, do you have any furry tips? I have a couple. One, I would say is if you have a fursuit handler with you, I was just talking about this with some friends. You have a handler, make sure you tell them, like, if you don't want to talk in your suit, and especially like you're going around kids and stuff and just out in public, make sure your handler knows what signals mean what. And when I say signals, you know, I'm going to grab my hand paws really quick to show you. Let me see. So, you know, sometimes when with Casey over here, when I tell him I want water, I just do this hand signal. And then when I tell him I'm getting hot, this one's an obvious one, you know, look, that's an obvious hand signal. When I'm getting hot, you know, I'm just kind of like, you know. And when there's a situation where a kid's pulling on my tail or somebody's doing something that I just don't feel comfortable or don't like, I'm just like, hey, you know, you gotta open your communication to your handler. You gotta tell them it's important, because if there's a situation and something goes wrong, you want to make sure your handler is able to pull you out and they're paying attention. If they're not paying attention to your signals, are they a proper fursuit handler? That's very important. You want to make sure you are safe and your handler's making sure you're safe and good to go. Sometimes at conventions, you know, if you're a minor, you always want an adult with you and somebody to supervise you, especially if it's like your first convention. But if you're like going around with friends and you're inside the convention space, I feel comfortable fursuiting with other people and not necessarily having a handler. Anytime I go outside the convention center, I feel like, one, I either have to take off my head, especially at night, because I can't see. And two, you know, I just don't feel comfortable walking around outside by, you know, in my own fursuit by myself, unless it's like just going across the street to the venue from my hotel. That's one thing. But I still need to be able to see, still need to feel safe, you know. It's good to have a fursuit handler anytime outside of that, and especially if you're just going in public. Fursuit handler is very important. I will not, you know, fursuit with Casey, you know, both of us at the same time in public. Either he does or I do. And lately, I've been wanting to fursuit handle for him so he can get pictures and stuff. Anyway, I'm rambling about that. What's another tip? Oh yeah, wash your suit. Guys, I can't stress it enough. Please just wash your suit. What, you know, like Picari was just like, brush your suit, brush it. Yes, brushing is important, by the way, and you don't want to overdo it too, because then you start balding like me. So don't overbrush too, but wash it. I get sometimes people are like, oh, I don't know how to wash my suit, or I have sealed eyes, so I can't really wash it, or I got airbrushing. Find out. Ask your maker. Ichigo, what are you doing? But yeah, ask your maker. He'll be like, hey, how to wash my suit? That's what I do with my maker. They're like, okay, yeah, don't dunk your suit. The eyes aren't sealed, so they're gonna run, and it's very true. There's many options. You can either go, if it's like if it's not too dirty, you could take like a white cloth. I suggest white, because if you have a white suit like mine, you don't want to get any dyes on your suit. If it's black, you could probably get away with it. It's fine. But white, I use a plain white cloth. You could get it from like Walmart for like $1 or something. And I just take just very slightly soapy water. You know, you want detergent. Don't use Woolite. It will not get the oils out. That's for wool. You don't want to use it for fursuits. Use like Tide or OxyClean. You know, anything that's like not bleach. Bleach will ruin your fursuit. And you know, just like, you know, wipe it down with a little sudsy water. You don't want it too soapy. Just a little bit. You need a little suds. And then you don't want to get like super soaking too. So just make sure it's damp. Wipe it down, take it, you know, and then, you know, switch out your water for just plain old clean water, or with a little bit of like wig conditioner, just a smidge. It'll help keep your fur really soft, and it's made for plastic fibers, so you don't want to overdo, just like a little tiny dollop, just a tiny bit. And, you know, same thing, don't want to get too wet, just wipe it down, make sure you get the soap out. I do a couple wipe downs with the clean water. Hi, Ichigo. My cat's gonna say hi now. Don't wreck my stuff, sweetie. I'm gonna take off my fursuit eyes now. But, yeah, she, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, so that's what I do for Minty. And if it's, you know, just slightly dirty, I do the same thing on the inside of the head. Now, if you can't dunk your suit, I have what's called a spot buy. It's like a little green machine. It's really great for if you know, you're worried about the eyes or anything else on your suit. You know, I would suggest it for airbrushing. I don't know how to do airbrushing. But you can just spray it down with sudsy water, a little bit sudsy, you know, do your scrubbing thing. It's really great to get that deep clean. I also just cleaned one of my friend's suits that really needed some TLC, and it turned out lovely. It took a while. He, a little musky boy. But, you know, it was very worth it in the end. I think it took me like a whole day on and off. But, you know, that's in an extreme case. But if you're taking care of your suit, it shouldn't take you longer than, I don't know, 2 to 4 hours. If you're really being diligent, I would say like 2 hours max. But yeah, that's a good way to wash your stuff. I usually just throw, if I feel pretty comfortable throwing my paws and my tail in the wash on delicate. They're pretty safe. And even taking no heat on my dryer. That's very important. No heat to dry my paws and tail, especially because it gets my tail all nice and fluffy again, because the stuffing gets kind of smushed. Yeah, and sometimes you can even dunk your whole head. I'd always ask your maker first. Be very careful when doing that. Don't want to wreck your suit. yeah, that's a couple tips that I have. Of course, I'd like to post more later, but those are some important ones. And of course, oh, right. Last one, take a shower. Please. Shower at conventions every day. Wash your Under Armour. Wear a balaclava. Please. For the love of everybody else. You may think you smell fine, but I'm gonna tell you, you probably don't smell fine. That's icky, and that's one good way to ruin your fursuit really quickly. Take care of yourself. You deserve it. Tell yourself, I deserve this shower. I need to be a clean baby. A clean babu. Right, Ichigo? Even she gives herself baths every day. But yeah, thank you so much, Furry Flukes. I really appreciate this wonderful fan mail that you've given me wherever everything went. Ichigo, wait, okay, here we go. I'm going to keep August forever. Wait, is there another one I didn't read? Hold on. Just making sure I read everything. I don't want to miss nothing. Well, come back here. I may piece together this part first. Let me see. Oh, there was one more. I missed one. I'm sorry. That's just hard to see it. I won't say your name in person because I don't want to give out your name, your real name. By so-and-so. We had the same name. TikTok name. Very cute forever. Aw. Minty said, oh, did you, Casey? And her, oh, look how cute this is. Look how awesome. I love this. I love how she drew you, Casey. Ah.
It's totes adorbs.
I'm going to frame this one too and hang it up. This is wonderful. Thank you. Sorry for not doing so sooner. But yeah, you guys, if you want to go and be featured in like YouTube video or TikTok, you know, I'll be sure to feature this on TikTok first. Be sure to go ahead and send me fan mail. I love opening it. It's a beautiful experience for me, and I'm sure you're excited to see me open it. Like, hey, you know, this thing that I made, she actually saw it. You know, like, I can't, thank you so much. And I'll go ahead and post, you know, my, P.O. box that you can send that to. And yeah, thank you so much. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.